William Saliba Masterclass versus Messi, Mbappe and Neymar. He was nicknamed the Mbappe of centre-backs by the French media. Arsenal loanee William Saliba has had an impressive loan so far at Marseille. But let's find out today how he coped versus the most expensive front three in the world. Also, how will Mikel Arteta line up versus Leeds tomorrow? And what is the secret behind the Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang remontada? Let's find out in the latest Arsenal news today. Yo, what's going on guys? My name is Babs14 and welcome back to your boys channel. Make sure to go down there and smash a like on the video, and while you guys are down there, please do also consider subscribing to your boys channel because we are on the road to 70,000 subscribers. You love to see it. But let's get into the Arsenal news today, and let's start off with William Saliba. Now you man already know the Mbappe of centre backs has received enough credit from your boy, enough praise and propaganda on your boys channel. I am a massive fan of William Saliba, and so to see him go out on loan to Marseille, a lot of Arsenal fans were worried that he might not come back, but for me, you know what, him going to Marseille has given him time to go there, to grow, to get out all the mistakes, and once again reassure to the Arsenal fans and hopefully to the Arsenal manager, this guy is a top potential talent. Last night he was up against the most expensive front three in world football. We're talking Mbappe, Neymar and the GOAT Lionel Messi, and as you guys can see, William Saliba put in an assured performance and made an incredible last man tackle on Kylian Mbappe to hold PSG to a 0-0 draw with Marseille last night. Well done, Willow. Man said Mbappe, Neymar and Messi, my centre-backs, holding them down to a clean sheet, and they all put in stinkers. I'm not saying it's down to Saliba. Marseille were actually putting in a decent performance as a team in the first place, but in terms of the game itself, your boy watched it, and oh boy did Saliba thrive, and he grew into the game and he really rose to the occasion. And you don't have to take my word for it, but you can also listen to the stats. 1 clearance, 1 interception, 3 tackles, 1 last man tackle, 5 ground duels with an 80% success rate, 1 aerial duel, 54 passes completed with a 96 pass accuracy and 1 clean sheet. And it is mainly that last man tackle on Kylian Mbappe. We're talking about one of, if not the fastest attacker in the world, the greatest transition threat as of right now, and not only did Saliba match him stride for side, but also put in an inch perfect last man tackle to win the ball back and potentially prevent a goal. I mean, forget the Mbappe of centre backs. At this point, Mbappe is a Saliba of strikers. Need I remind you, this guy is 20 years of age, younger than your boy Babs14 himself. Saliba is younger than me. That is just absolutely mad. Every single time that I have seen William Saliba play, this player always comes across as so composed and so assured about his own ability, and also never fazed by any sort of pressure. When you're up against attackers of that caliber and at such a young age with a team that's obviously not on the same level as PSG, to match the likes of Mbappe and Neymar and Messi stride for stride and to rise for the occasion just goes to show the character we potentially have here. And in terms of his passing out of the back, once again so assured in his own ability. I mean, the arrogance he passes with sometimes, it's magnificent. Last night he had a 96% pass accuracy, and overall this has been a consistent theme in Saliba's loan spell so far at Marseille, always showing that on the ball he is a top young ball playing centre back, and most importantly he's a young centre back that plays for Arsenal Football Club. Even though he's on loan at Marseille, he is still an Arsenal player. Last we heard about his future was from Fabrizio Romano, who said that Arsenal are following William Saliba's progress closely and they are really happy with the French centre back. Arsenal have told Saliba weeks ago they trust him 100% for the future. He joined Marseille on a loan to play all games as a starter, then he'll be back. As of right now, no option to buy, no obligation to buy. Regardless of what happens in the future, as of today, by default, William Saliba will be coming back to Arsenal because he's an Arsenal player by contract and by consent. And also in terms of Saliba, I'm sure he'll want to give Arsenal a go because he signed for Arsenal for a reason. There are many interviews of him saying he's a massive Arsenal fan, he watched Arsenal growing up. At the same time, in terms of Saliba's development, maybe a loan was the best decision because he's going out there, he's playing minutes week in week out, and he's growing and getting better as a player. And so when he comes back to Arsenal around 21 years of age with the likes of Ben White and Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, it could be a masterstroke by Arsenal, Edu Gaspar and Mikel Arteta. And the fact that Arsenal refused to negotiate any sort of loan with the option or obligation to buy further confirms they see him as a part of the Arsenal future. Now what happens next of course is down to destiny, but let me know your own thoughts so far on William Saliba, and do you guys think he'll return to Arsenal Football Club? But talking about Arsenal loanees on Marseille, according to L'Equipe in France, Matteo Guendouzi wants to stay at Marseille beyond his loan. The two clubs have already agreed a permanent transfer fee of 11 million euros, which will be automatically activated as soon as the French side don't get relegated. There is no chance that Marseille are going to get relegated, so most likely Matteo Guendouzi is going to be a Marseille player come the end of the season. Of course, a lot of Arsenal fans are going to question the price tag. 11 million euros. Once again, last night Guendouzi was pretty impressive. While I also believe that Guendouzi is worth a lot more than that, fans have to understand that Arsenal have been trying to sell this player for 2 successive summer transfer windows. If we are to rewind to summer 2021, again, no offers came with any sort of 20-25 million pounds. And as great as a player as he might be, I think clubs realise that this guy does still have those attitude issues. And while that can work at certain clubs and other clubs, they don't want these type of characters at their club. And that goes back to Arsenal. That is a reason why Arsenal don't want Guendouzi anymore. They think he's a great talent, but in terms of his overall attitude, they are just not fans of it. And that is also the reason why Arsenal have already signed a replacement in Sambi Lokonga, also 21 years of age. At the same age, he was also a captain of Anderlecht. He shows the leadership but also has the attitude and is not an issue behind the scenes. That is all I'm going to say on that. But what do you guys make of the €11 million option to buy, which will become an obligation for Marseille for Matteo Guendouzi? In terms of other Arsenal loanees, according to Chris Whitley, Dinos Mavropanos and Matteo Guendouzi are all set to leave Arsenal in the summer for a combined fee of €12 million. Once again, Arsenal fans are not happy. Why are we not getting enough money for our players? And why, once again, I agree, Mavropanos is definitely worth a lot more money. As pointed out here, we can't forget the fact that Mavropanos and Guendouzi have both gone on 2 loans each, so Arsenal have received 4 different loan fees, plus haven't had to pay their salaries. And you also can't forget any sort of sell-on clauses that Arsenal definitely would have negotiated. And so while yes, I also agree that Arsenal have not got as much money for these players, there are a lot of things that have happened behind the scenes that us fans have not seen, and you have to also take account of that. For me, all I really care about is the future of the Mbappe centre backs, William Saliba. I am hoping to God he comes back to Arsenal Football Club. Mikel Arteta, Edu Gaspar, you better make that happen. From the days of Luiz, Socrates and Mustafi to White, Saliba and Gabriel, oh my goodness gracious me, it's things you love to see. Okay, then let's move on to Arsenal versus Leeds United. The mighty Gunners are back in action tomorrow in the Carabao Cup against Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds United. And let's start off with the Arsenal team news. As it stands, Granit Xhaka is still out long term with his knee injury, but also in terms of Kieran Tierney, he is also a massive doubt going into this game, having picked up a knock in training. But in terms of the likes of Aubameyang and Lacazette, even though they were both subbed off against Aston Villa with knocks, they, my friends, are most likely going to be fit. But are they even going to play with it being Carabao Cup? I think these players are most likely going to be rested. But how exactly is Mikel Arteta going to line up? Well, I think we're going to see a 4-2-3-1 formation with Leno in goal, a back four of Cedric, Rob Holding, Pablo Mori and Nuno Tavares, a midfield duo of Mo Elneny and Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Martin Odegaard, Nicola Pepe and Gabriel Martinelli behind the striker in following Balogun. Now on one side, that is nowhere near the first Arsenal team, but this is also Carabao Cup, so I think Mikel Arteta is going to rest a lot of Arsenal players, especially after we had 2 games last week. In terms of the back two though, I could see White and Gabriel both getting a rest. They are both so important to Arsenal. You don't want to risk any sort of injuries. And in terms of midfield, you're going to see more squad players like Maitland-Niles and Elneny both get starts in your boy's opinion. But in terms of the 3 players behind the centre forward, Gabriel Martinelli is the player I am focusing in on. Your boy has nicknamed him Pele's godson, but I am just a massive fan and I want to see Martinelli play, because if he plays, your boy is going to be very happy. And up front, I have gone for following Balogun over Eddie Nketiah. Now with all due respect to Eddie Nketiah, as of right now, having not signed a brand new contract, he is not going to be an Arsenal player come the start of next season. But in terms of Balogun, he has signed a long-term Arsenal contract, and so for me, why not give him some extra game time, allow him to grow and gain some experience, because as it stands, he is the future of Arsenal Football Club and not Eddie Nketiah. But once again, this is just your boy's prediction. I don't want no slander in the comments. I'm just predicting. I can't see the future, but if it came down to you guys, let me know down below in the comments, how would you guys line up against Leeds United? In terms of the stats though, as Albino points out, Arsenal are unbeaten in the last 9 matches against Leeds United in all competitions. That, my friends, is a beautiful stat, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it continues tomorrow. But for me, the most important thing is the winning and the momentum, because in terms of momentum, if Arsenal were to win this game, that would be 8 games undefeated in all competition, and that is just very important for Mikel Arteta, because the more games you win, the more confident you get, and that momentum builds up, and the Arsenal players are going to get better and better game by game. But as per, let me know your own guys' match day predictions down below in the comments. Leeds versus Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, what are we saying for scorelines? Right, yo, then let's move on to the other Arsenal news today, and starting off with Mikel Arteta speaking on the Arsenal captain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and the secret behind his cheeky little remontada. As Mikel Arteta says, I have never seen Aubameyang transmitting what he is transmitting now. Apart from the goals, do you see the way he runs, the purpose when he's going to press the ball and when he's taking it, his movement, his link up, and how he's leading the game? And I think the key words, the final word, Aubameyang is playing like a leader. He's playing like a captain. Not only are we seeing the goals, but the pressing and the work rates and even the cheeky little link up. We are seeing Aubameyang getting assist. We are seeing a very complete Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And here's a stat for you guys. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has now scored 43 Premier League goals at the Emirates Stadium. Only Robin van Persie with 46 has scored more. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang loves playing in front sentiments of the Arsenal fan base, and I just love hearing when the commentator goes, goal scorer for Arsenal, number 14, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. It is beautiful. I want to keep hearing it. But how many goals do you guys think Aubameyang will score come the end of the season? Are we seeing a 20+ goal Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang season? Arteta also said it's incredible that we are the youngest team in this league, and many of the experiences they are going through, they have never experienced before. So the more positive they are, the more confidence that they will build. And when you have a young team, you are going to have inconsistent performances. When we think about it, two of our best players are Bukayo Saka and Smith Rowe, 20 and 21 years of age. And so with them being such important facets of the Arsenal team, when they have poor games, the Arsenal team is also going to have a poor game. And even though that is very annoying to hear, that is something you have to accept when you have such a young team with such young players. But the more experience they go through, the better they get. We are going to get better players when they enter their prime years. According to The Athletic, Arsenal and Ramsdale is aiming for an England starting role by the 2022 World Cup. Even though as of right now Jordan Pickford is definitely a favourite of Gareth Southgate, this is the type of mentality that I want from the Arsenal players. We already know that most of these players definitely do have the ability, but when they have self-confidence and self-belief, these players could become unstoppable. And finally, as you guys can see, relegation fighters Arsenal on level points with title contenders Manchester United. If you guys aren't aware, Man United held 5 at OT against Liverpool only a few days ago, and as of right now it looks like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is potentially going to get the sack. Now while your boy's not a massive fan of that, at the same time I want to ask you guys the same question. Do you guys think with Arsenal's current squad and the Man United squad, even if they were to get a new manager, do you guys think that Arsenal have the players, the quality, the depth, and also the manager to compete with Man United's team in the top 4 potentially? I myself still want to keep it just a little bit more realistic. I think maybe a 5th or 6th place is more likely for this Arsenal squad, but then again, let's have a discussion about it down below in the comments. For me, all I'm going to say is long may Ole Gunnar Solskjaer potentially, hopefully, fingers crossed, stay at the wheel. But that is the video there. If you guys have enjoyed, make sure to go down there and smash a like on it, and also do subscribe to your boy's channel if you guys are new. If you would like to follow your boy on them social medias, then the links will be down below in the description. But that was the latest Arsenal news today. The Mbappe of centre backs locking off the Saliba of strikers. It is beautiful scenes, Jeff. I will see you guys tomorrow. Arsenal Leeds in a bit.